Welcome to Spotlight Sessions, where we shine
What's
a light
your
on
story?
incredible impact. What does accessibility mean to you?
What's your mission?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Spotlight Sessions. My name is Avital. I am the host and on the nonprofit partnership team here at accessiBe. And today I'm really excited to be talking to Marti Freund, who is the Director of Organizational Advancement at Gift of Life. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thank you so much for being a part of this. So why don't we, go ahead and get started? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Marti Freund, as you said, and I am the Director of Organizational Advancement here at Gift of Life Marrow Registry. I've been with the organization going on 12 years next month, and my main role here is the education and the recruitment of new donors to grow the registry, as well as working closely with our marketing and communications department.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about your day-to-day? What does that look like?
Yeah, so every day is different, which is always nice. But
Definitely.
ultimately working towards this goal of continuing to grow the registry. And what Gift of Life does is for patients that are battling diseases like leukemia, lymphoma, sickle cell, and other things curable through a blood stem cell or marrow transplant. Gift of Life maintains a registry to help find matching donors for those patients to ultimately give them a second chance at life. So here in the office, I work with a team to, again, really educate people about what it means to join the registry and offer them the opportunity to do so, and then ultimately just continue to grow our database so that all patients can find their perfect matching donor.
Yeah, definitely. And that work is so, so important. I feel like I can safely say that everybody in the world has been impacted somehow by cancer, whether that being, any type of cancer. So the fact that that you're providing this registry for people to have that second chance at life, just like you said, is really, really incredible work. So are there any specific accomplishments that you're most proud of within the organization, whether that being your time there or maybe, something that you specifically have done?
Yeah, so having the opportunity to be here for as long as I have, it's been really exciting to be part of the growth of the organization and contribute to successes, not only finding matches for patients, like, almost on a daily basis with all the events that I've really been a part of through the years, but then also contributing to just the growth of the organization and where it's going, which is really exciting, especially as I feel like science just changes every day and opportunities to cure are so close upon us, and just being part of that cure has really been rewarding.
Yeah, amazing. So what kinds of events do you guys have?
So when it comes to inspiring people to join the registry, we do a lot on college campuses. Young, healthy donors make the best candidates for patients. So we do everything from presentations to different groups on campus, to tabling events, to working with different campus partners. In addition to that, we work a lot with high school students, and again, another really great part is the job is just working with this young generation of 18 to 25-year-olds who are so inspiring in and of themselves and who really want to make a difference, and then working with them to help, working together to really change the world has been, it's always great to see. We're currently working with a student now on a campus who has spent the past month organizing this week-long event. And
Wow.
his goal is to really get thousands of people on his campus to join the registry, and it's just so rewarding to work with students like that.
Definitely. So just to kind of backtrack for a second here, because I feel like we, dived into the specifics, but I'd really love to hear, or, I would love for us to talk a little bit about the importance of having a registry. I think maybe there might be some listeners who aren't maybe aware of what it is. So I think that could also be really helpful.
Yeah. So unfortunately, a lot of times you don't really know about this space until you need it, or it hits close to home, or it's personally affected you, which is really what happened with me. I knew nothing about bone marrow transplants, nothing about, like very little about leukemia. Someone in my family was diagnosed and they needed to find a matching donor. There was no family member that was a match because siblings match only 25% of the time, which a lot of people don't realize. So that means 75% of the population that has to find a donor has to turn to a public registry in the hopes that some complete stranger who maybe randomly came across a table or a presentation was inspired to swab their cheek, and that's how you join the registry, and then go into this database, which is worldwide. There are registries in all different countries facilitating transplants. And matching is based on genetics and ancestry, so people have the same genetic background will most likely match those of similar backgrounds. So when donors and patients are found to be matches for one another, it's not based on blood type or those factors. It's really based on your genetic heritage, which is like a crazy thought that you have this DNA twin out there in the world, who is your only hope for survival and who isn't your family member. So the importance of growing the registry is crucial because as our population grows, we have to be able to support the different types of backgrounds and diversity that exists worldwide.
Definitely. And really resonated with me what you said about not really knowing this kind of field until you have to. I also have a cousin who had leukemia when he was about 8, and he's only a couple years younger than me. So I feel like I've known about this for such a long time. And I, just wanted to make sure that all of our audience and everybody listening just gets that chance to kind of hear a little bit of background. So definitely appreciate you kind of giving us that overview. And our audience may also be curious about what that process looks like. So you said that it starts with a swab like on the inside of your cheek. What could they expect, after that initial step if they do decide to go on the registry?
Great question. And we often say that, Hollywood has done a really good job of making our job very difficult because people hear the word Marrow Registry and they, as one would imagine, get a little concerned and hesitant and have a lot of questions in their head of what that really looks like. So first, joining the registry, the very first step is answering some health questions. People should be in general good health, and then swab your cheek. And then from there, if you're ever called as a match, so there are some people that are called as a match within months of joining, some within years of joining. I've been on the registry for 15 years. I've never been called as a match. So it really is just dependent upon who is searching in the world that matches you and what other options they have as well. So if you're called as a match, then you would be asked to go for a blood draw to ensure that you are the perfect person for that patient. And then you would have a physical exam. And the donation process is 90% of the time, donors are actually giving blood stem cells, which is a process that looks much similar to donating plasma or platelets. You're hooked up to a machine, and the blood is coming out of one arm and being collected. The stem cells are collected. And then 10% of the time is a marrow donation, which is done under general anesthesia, and usually requested for pediatric patients. So 90% of our donors are giving that blood stem cell donation, and just 10% the marrow. And again, that's usually for children that's request is for.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So when, of course, as you know, accessiBe does focus on accessibility and digital accessibility, things like that. So I am curious, and we tend to ask this question to all of our guests on the show because everybody has a different answer. But given that you have a really unique perspective and you work with a unique population, I'd love to kind of hear what your take on accessibility is. So what does accessibility mean to you?
I think for our organization, our mission has always been to find a matching donor for every patient in need. And right now, not all patients have equal access to their perfect donor. And again, that exists, one, because maybe that person hasn't been educated or had the opportunity to join the registry, or two, maybe that person comes from a background that's incredibly difficult and challenging to find someone within that same community to join the registry. So in my eyes, and as it relates to the registry, accessibility is really equal access and the equal opportunity to find a matching donor to ultimately provide a cure and live a long, healthy life.
Amazing, thank you. And if you had one message to the business community, what would that be?
Good question. You know, I think knowledge is power, and just the importance of educating yourself on, I mean, again, as it relates to the registry, like educating yourself on what this is, not to be afraid of the unknown. And I think that that really translates to a lot of different things. Like, you know, knowledge is power, and it's just so important. And I appreciate you having me on today just to simply, I would say, like, the baseline of joining the registry and really anything is just education and like making an informed decision and also sharing that knowledge with other people.
Definitely. And if any one of our listeners or anybody who is interested, if they wanted to get involved either with the registry or with the organization itself, how could they do so?
They can visit our website at giftoflife.org, and there are a lot of ways to get involved, not only from the opportunity to join the registry, but inspiring others, hosting events, even within their business communities. We have a whole program called Swab at Your Job, and we work with different businesses and their social responsibility to just, again, bring this to their employees and offer them the opportunity to join the registry. And obviously, we are a nonprofit, so there are ways to donate as well.
Amazing. And we'll, of course, put all of the information about how to get in touch and about the organization within the show notes of this episode. But really, I just wanted to take, another second to just thank you for being on today and also for everything that you are doing. It really has been a pleasure, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you so much.